Assalamu alaikum. I'm your host Muhammad Shiraz with program Computer Programming Concept. In today's program, we are going to study building blocks of the C program. Building blocks include variables, constants, keywords, and data types of variables. As we studied earlier, that computer program is a set of instruction given to the computer to perform a specific task, and this program is designed in computer programming languages. In human languages, in everyday life we see that human languages are composed of alphabets. For example, English language is composed of capital and small alphabets. Similarly, Urdu language has its own alphabet. Similarly, Persian has alphabet, and all human languages are composed of alphabets. These alphabets combine in legal manners to form meaningful words, and these words combine in legal manner to form sentences, and these sentences combine in legal manner to form paragraphs. Similarly, in programming languages, there are some alphabets, and these alphabets are generally called character sets. Character set of the C programming language is composed of the four components. Character set of the language C includes alphabets, either capital or small, digits from 0 to 9 and may be combined in any manner, and special symbols. These symbols of the character set combine in legal manner to form variables, constants, and keywords. These variables, constants, and keyword combine in legal manner to form instructions, and these instructions combine in legal manner to form computer program. So now let's study the elements of the character set of the C language. Alphabets may be either small alphabets, capital alphabets, digits may be from 0 to 9 and combine in any manner, special symbols which include dollar sign, hash sign, person sign, etc. Each character is assigned a code in language C, and that code is known as ASCII code. ASCII stands for American Standard Code for Information Interchange, and these codes ranges from 0 to 255. For example, capital alphabet A is assigned a code 65. For small alphabet A, code assigned is 91. Constant is an entity that does not change. Any value is called a constant. For example, 8 is a constant, 3.9 is a constant, hello is a message enclosed in double quotes. This is considered as a constant. A enclosed in single quote is a constant. Which value is which type of constant we will discuss later on. There are different types of constants. In C language, constants are divided into categories. Primary constants, which include integer constant, real constant, and character constant. Another category is secondary constant. They include arrays, pointer, union, and structure. We will discuss all about these constants in detail later on. What are integer constants? Any numeric value having no decimal point is called integer constant. For example, 5 minus 896 plus 456, etc. There are some rules for integer constant. An integer constant must have at least one digit. It must not have decimal point. It could be either positive or negative. If no sign precedes a number, its default sign is positive. No commas or blanks are allowed within integer constant. The allowable integer constant range is plus 327672 minus 32768. There are some other integer constants. The values that exceed the specified range are considered as long integer values. Any value greater or smaller than the specified range is considered as long value. What are real constants? They are also numeric constants, but a numeric value having decimal point value is called real constant. For example, 3.14, 8.6 minus 89.45, 3.45 to the exponent 36, etc. All these are examples of real constants. There are some rules for real constants as well. A real constant must have at least one digit. It must have a decimal point. They are called float constant in language C. It could be either positive or negative. Default sign for the real values is also considered as positive. No commas or blanks are allowed within real constant. Real constants may be with exponential notation. Real constant with exponential notation is represented as, for example, 3.14 multiplied by 10 raised to the power 10 is represented as 3.14 E10. The part appearing before E is called mantissa. The part following E is called exponent. Range of real constants expressed in exponential form is minus 3.4 E38 to plus 3.4 E38. The mantissa part and exponent part should be separated with E. Both parts may be either positive or negative, and default sign for both is positive. What are character constants? A character constant is either a single alphabet or a single digit or a single special symbol enclosed within single quotes, or any digit, alphabet or special symbol enclosed in single quote is called character constant. For example, a, small a enclosed in single quote is a character constant. Similarly, though 5 by itself is a digit, but now 5 is enclosed in single quotes, therefore it is considered as character constant. Similarly, star, steric is a symbol enclosed in single quote is considered as character constant. The length of character constant is one symbol. So this was about constants, and in constants we discussed that any value is considered as a constant, and constant is an entity that does not change. And in C language there are two types of constants, primary constants and secondary constant. And in primary constants we discussed integer constant, real constant and character constant. Now we are going to discuss variables. What is a variable? It is simply defined as variable is an entity whose value can be changed during the execution of program. It is the container of value. It is a name given to a memory location. For example, in expression C equals to a plus 9, in this expression 9 is an integer constant, a is a variable, similarly C is also a variable. The value of a variable is always a constant. A variable can hold a single value at a time. Each time a new value is assigned to a variable, its previous value is deleted. There are some rules for naming a variable in C language. A variable name can be composed of alphabets, digits or underscores. It means it is not necessary for the variable name to be of single alphabet. Variable name can be composed of more than one symbols, and if its name is composed of more than one symbols, then it may be an alphabet, either small or capital, digit, or only underscore symbol of the special symbol is allowed to be used in the name of a variable. The first character in variable name must be an alphabet or underscore. For example, we want to use a variable with the name student1. Now if we use one student, now 1 is the first symbol of this variable name, and it is not allowed to use as the first symbol of the variable name. It is therefore incorrect. While if we use student1, now this is a legal variable name. Underscore student1 is also a valid variable name. There should be no commas or blanks in variable name. For example, if you want to use a variable with the name sum, then S space U space M is incorrect, because space is not allowed in the name of variable. Similarly, if we use S space UM, this is also incorrect because space is not allowed, while sum with no spaces or commas is a valid variable name. No special symbol other than underscore is allowed in variable name. For example, if we use $name, means we used to use a variable with the name and dollar symbol, it is invalid. Similarly, hash age is invalid, while student underscore name is a valid variable name. What is keyword? We define keywords as these are the reserved words of a programming language. The meaning of the keyword has been explained to the computer. They cannot be used as variable name. Examples of keywords used in language C are: int is a keyword, char is a keyword, const is a keyword, default, break, continue, etc. As we discussed earlier, that in C language, alphabets, special symbols, characters or digits combine to form constants, variables and keywords. And these constants, variables and keywords combine in legal manner to form instructions. A program is defined as a set of instructions, and these instructions which are used in the C language are basically of 4 types. They are type declaration instructions, input output instructions, arithmetic instructions and control instructions. We will study in detail about each of these types later on. Data type. In C language, variable can contain a value of a specific type. The type of value contained by a variable is called the data type of variable. A value can be either integer, float or character type. Therefore, the data type of a variable can be either integer, float or character. It is necessary to declare a variable in a program before using it. Now, how to declare a variable in C language? Declaration of a variable means that we write a statement in a program through which we instruct the compiler that we will use some type of variable in a program. Through the declaration statement, we specify what is the name of what will be the name of variable and which type of value this variable will contain. So the declaration of variable includes the data type of variable. We explicitly specify which type of value this variable will contain, and the name of variable. There are 3 basic data types in language C. Keyword int is used for integer. Keyword float is used for real data type or float data type. Keyword char is used for character data type. How to declare integer variables? Integer variable is declared as int x. By this statement, we use keyword int and variable name x. This complete statement is called variable declaration, and by this statement we basically instruct our compiler that we will use a variable with the name x in a program, and this variable x will contain a value of integer type only. Now, it's not possible to assign a value of any other type to the variable x. Any integer value can contain a value of integer type only, and 2 bytes memory space is reserved for integer value. Dear students, you should remember that each value is assigned some memory space in RAM. That's why it is necessary to define the data type of a variable. So, in RAM, memory space is reserved for the variable on the basis of its data type. So, if we declare a variable of integer type, then 2 bytes memory space will be reserved for integer variable. If the value exceeds the specified range that we studied earlier, minus 32767 to plus 32768, then the value is converted to long. Keyword long is used to represent long data type values, and for long type values 4 bytes memory space is reserved. How to define float variables. Float variables is declared as float y. By this statement, we instruct our compiler that we will use a variable with the name y, and this variable will contain a value of float type only. A float variable can contain a value of float type only, and for float type values 4 bytes memory space is reserved. If float values exceed specified range, it's considered as double value. 8 bytes memory space is reserved for double value. Double variable is declared as keyword double and then variable name. How to declare character variable? Character variable is declared as keyword char and then variable name z. This statement shows how to declare character variable. By this statement, we instruct our compiler that we will use a variable with the name z and its data type is char. It means z will contain a value of character type only, and 1 byte memory space is reserved for character value. Dear students, in today's program we discussed building blocks of the C program that included constants, variables, keywords and data types of variables. With this discussion, I will end my today's program. We will meet with the new topic in next program inshallah. Till then, Allah Hafiz.